Hey, it's ObamasWeapon.com. So I wanted to help you visualize what I went through and what all the victims of our government are going through, who are going through the electronic assault thing. So it's a form of shock therapy and torture and trauma induction, and it's over and over and over for most of the victims. I'm not going to try to protect all these people out there saying, oh, I'm a victim of this, okay? That's the one thing I won't do. You know, your case has to be credible sounding to me for me to even care. Some people's cases aren't credible sounding. When you're a true victim, though, you're going through something horrific. And there's some people out there who don't act like it's that horrific. In their experience, sure, there's different kill levels in the system. There's just, confuse and disorient and lead on a fruitless path of, the person never knowing what's going on. And it could just be hearing sound, or it could just be feeling pain a little bit, or having a ghost-like experience like Kesha. Kesha the singer? She had this ghost-like experience in her home. She described it as magnetic. And if she truly had this experience where she's going through an experience in her home where she's feeling there's a male ghost and he's touching her and making out with her, and it's all going to be energy. It ain't going to be, she described it as an energy, and the fucking ghost touching her and shit. Okay, that's actually a military fucking weapon that does that. And then when she leaves the house, they got it all set up, so when they use it on her, she just, she leaves the fucking house, and doesn't work outside the house because they're trying to make her think it's like a ghost in the house. See? And they went, so they successfully fuck with her, and they use the knowledge on her that they have from her own mind and then from her public image that she puts out from spying on her to fucking rig the program to be the way it is. So it acts like the ghost even knows her, or even is like, it fits in with her personality the way the ghost is. So she's more accepting of the program. But for other people out there, I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to try to give you a mental image. That's what the whole point of this video audio was. For me, when I experienced it, it was actually, they're using it for surveillance. Okay, this system was being used for surveillance. They're spying through the walls of the building. They're imaging me. They're imaging other patients. They're watching. The staff are fucking the ones with all the power, the protection of it. The state police. Oh God, all the way up to DHS and the governor's office was involved. These corrupt fucking faggots. I'm talking about DHS, Department of Human Services. There's no one in Oregon that didn't know about it. But what they did know is how fucking serious it was, and then how serious my claims were. And they were fucking hanging up on me. They were fucking abusing me. They're fucking, there's going to be a record in DHS's system. I called and talked to a woman who, not only did she hang up on me, she tried to say, well, she tried to claim I was a liar. And she was protecting Deborah Howard, the dumb bitch, who had claimed, me, and I made complaints, my family made complaints about being abused. And this DHS woman, knew how serious this was because she talked to Deborah Howard. And I was trying to say Deborah Howard was lying and never called us back and was not doing nothing. And she was protecting the staff at the state hospital. And this woman, she had in her voice, she knew that basically what was real. Okay? She knew that I was making these claims and then, hanging up on the phone and calling me a liar and whatever. But she was protecting Deborah Howard because it was like murderous what I was trying to expose. Let's try to expose everyone. Everyone that knew about this shit. And everyone wanted it covered up. Because you're using illegal surveillance like this First of all, it violates all fucking sorts of rights, dude. Next of all, it's also a secret weapon. And there's you go onto the internet back in 2008, you Google, and you find all sorts of shit about it. Wired.com articles, Washington Post articles, patents, bills, people complaining about it for years. So if it gets exposed here, everyone's going to take the fall. And it's going to harm America. So that's how it was big. It was huge. Can't let it get exposed, man. So Todd's going to have to become a victim of it. They start fucking running. They already were running an operation. They basically had already been caught using it. And then the operation got out of control because I was no longer buying the bullshit. And I had the proof of it. I had the camera footage and the audio from the security equipment recording these fucking faggots doing it. And I was keeping track of the dates and times, which was pissing them off. The dates and times, and I was writing some of it down. Okay? The best log for me back then was in my brain, because I could go back 2 months later, go boom. It was 4:30 p.m. on this date. I had it all mapped out in my fucking brain like that. I had near photographic memory. I just, boom, zooming in and out dates and times. It was crazy cool. Then the staff were commenting on that. He's got like photographic memory and, God, I wish I could do that and stuff. And they're all fucking, how'd they know I was doing that? Because they had a fucking brain reading machine there that was outside the building spying on my brain waves. And they're decoding all that and seeing how cool it is and how good my memory is and shit. That's back then. That's not all they did. I mean, they were making fun of me crapping on the toilet. They're listening to me and her staff. Okay? They're able to record and listen through stuff through the walls. Alright? They're watching me in the shower. You know, they've seen me masturbate in the shower. Oh, here's your masturbator. I don't like him already. Chris Paul goes, how's that little masturbator doing? How'd they know I was masturbating? Because they got image penetrating crap. Or building penetrating images of shit. And I wasn't really believing it because I didn't believe that they had this. It's insane. Who thinks they actually have this technology? I thought that they're just making it up to harass me. That's the way I took it, was harassment and abuse. And one of my psychologists named Kathy Meadows, she thought the stuff that I was hearing, there's lots of conversations going on for months. And why would they be letting me listen to what they were saying was a thing? Why would they want me to hear? Well, she thought it was mind control. She thought that what they were saying and doing, well, it was a way of scaring me, putting me in fear, and then making me so scared that I would not know what to do. That I would be confused, trying to respond to every little thing that they were doing, because I was so fearful. I was so fucking vigilant that I was going to die, and that I knew what they were doing. See, they wanted me to know and hear these things. And they wanted to mislead me sometimes too. Because they knew that I was going to hear. That I was going to fucking hear. I was going to hear them harassing me. I was going to hear them walk by me and whistle a tone somewhere with a rainbow where they're whistling at me. Or they knew that they were fucking me up. Every single one of them. And by the way, here's how they operate the state hospital. They got units. Lots of different units. You know, and these wards, they're called wards, have like 20 to 40 to 50 patients. The staff have been running psychological operations on the patients forever. The way they do it is they have these meetings. Every day, this is part of their fucking way of controlling the patients. So the doctors and the staff, and they all get together, and they all put together little operations where they're all saying and doing something on the unit. And they're trying to put, sometimes, if they're told, oh, target Mr. Giffen with smiles today, and give him, this type of support, and sometimes it's done just, a lot of the times it's done to just disrail you. If you're they'll do it to if you're a victim of abuse, they'll do it to try to control you. Not just me, but other patients. And you'll see them, after they get beat up by a staff, it's all a game. The staff never get in trouble, but there is a program where, well, let's send them over and treat them nicely over to medium security or fucking, and then it's a game of controlling the person's mind after they experience different things sometimes. That's one way it gets used. It's sick. They're using it on people. It's all a game, a trick. And there's also tricks about, discussions about getting released and stuff, and bullshit. It's all a sick game. And the other way it gets used, though, is just like the way they'll, in an organized way, I'll treat you a certain way. And they're instructed to do that. And they have the ability to do that. So they could treat you however they want, whether it's bad or nice. And it's highly, the stuff that goes on is really conspiratorial. When you get caught in some of the bigger scandals, you will be, called names, you will be spied on, you will be, they know that they can't get in trouble for it. And there's stuff that goes on in there, heckling and all sorts of crap. I remember getting played by him a lot, and I didn't want him to do that. See, I wanted him to go to fucking prison. You commit a crime, you go to prison. I don't need anything besides that. They're expendable. You can replace them all. No one's going to care. That's the way I operate on. There's some replacement around the corner for you. You're not worth two shits. But they don't, they don't see it that way. Their fucking union's so goddamn important, they aren't gonna get fired. No one's getting in trouble. Anyway, they're visualizing what I've gone through. So, a lot of things were going on. And there's gonna be recordings of them doing all sorts of stuff to me, man. Fucking security footage. Dangerous things. The whole fucking hospital together. Statewide shit. What's a sign of? Whether it's, they know that they were caught. So they put me into a torture system and they tried to murder me. So they used this energy weapon. Here's what it is, man. You got a bull. He's in a cage. Let's just say maybe he's actually roaming the land. You give him a little enclosed area on a piece of farm. It's a bull. Now, I'm a bull. And what they did to me was they had me looking like I was free. But what they did was they attached this fucking weapon to me. It's like a parasite. And what it does is allows the direction of energy into my body to manipulate and traumatize it over and over and over. And it's kind of similar to if you had a bull walking around inside of an enclosed area. But he looks like he's free, though. It's like he's got grass and stuff and he's able to eat and drink. But guess what? The fucking bull is getting tortured and shocked over and over. And they're shocking the bull. You can either envision it with, like, they put little electrodes or implants in him, or put little electrodes outside his body, attach a little machine to him. Or you can apply some distance, and they got like a little transmitter just transmitting and focusing the signals at him. So they might be jolting his muscles in his brain over and over. And they just keep doing it. And he's getting tortured and experiencing torture and abuse. He's being torn apart by it, actually. So it's killing him slowly, just beating him up. Boom, boom. His muscles are convulsing. They're locking down. They're fucking shooting energy through him. It's tearing apart his fucking cells and destroying things over and over and over. And guess what? That's what these butt fucking staff did to me. And that bull, but here's the thing though, what they'll do is they'll leave that, they got this set up so they just do it all in secret. See? And they'll keep doing it. He's sitting there. And 6 years fucking later, they're still doing it. And oh yeah, and he's just, at that point, the traumatic response in his brain. He's got chronic traumatic encephalopathy now. Now it's locking up. Each time it's getting stronger because they've done it so many times. And they keep inflicting the trauma and the damage onto him. And then the whole machine's just going in, fucking with every one of his cells, with directed energy or whatever, or some type of magnetic frequencies. And you could do a lot of damage to this. Humans most people don't know the full capability of radiation and electromagnetism. It's actually very fucking strong. It tear you the fuck apart. And they do it in a precise, controlled way because they know what kind of injury they want to inflict. That's how our military is these days, and our police have this technology. So that bull, though, would just keep getting shocked, and he would just be forced to live. Let's just call it being shocked and traumatized, and he'll just keep getting shocked and traumatized, but over time, he can't take it off. He can't stop it. So he'll just get up and go have a drink and just be forced to live like that. Trying to drink his fucking water and food and then take care of his business while this is all going on. He can't stop it. That's 6 fucking years of it. Literally. He's at that point. And his brain is broken down. He doesn't even want to live anymore. But he's forced to be alive because the forces of nature keep going forward in him. You don't immediately die from some type of severe shock therapy, okay? Your brain can take so much damage, they found out, too. You can, cut most of it out and just live off your fucking brainstem. You can smash the rest of your brain and leave your brainstem, and you damage that, too, and you still live. They got babies. They got people who are functioning with just their brainstem. So that's their secret. Secret to making it look like they didn't just kill him. And that he's still alive. All as long, So they keep him alive, but they fucking kill him inside. Okay? They change him. And they tear him apart. And they take away where he was a happy wagon-tail bull walking around the fucking earth and drinking water and doing things. And he'd find a butterfly, it would delight him. He'd go up and sniff it and oh my God, look at this fucking butterfly. Well, not anymore. Okay? They're gonna fuck this bull up. And that's what they do. It's all deliberate. And they have a history of doing this. So they're murderers. They're rapists. Okay? And they're dangerous. These are the types of people we have in prison. But these guys are worse. They're organized and they're doing it for the government. Okay? And somehow, as long as they do it for the government, it's okay because the government won't prosecute. It's like a profit. It's like developing the ultimate weapon, doing whatever you want people. As long as you carry out what the government wants and intends, and you protect that shit, you're okay. You're protected. That's the way our government's running. You can do all the things that we actually go after a lot of countries, and we're like, oh, genocide and weapons and chemicals. And guess what? We got all that same stuff, and we are using it all the time to hurt people. And the only way it's legal, though, you got to come to work for America. You got to do it in America for the government to get away with it. You can't be in another country using it on somebody because we don't want them to have it. Then, we want to be an exclusive distributor and owner of this shit. So now you understand what America's really about. We're the most advanced piece of shit country in the whole world. We're controlling the rest of the planet. We eliminate our competition. We won't allow them to have power. We want exclusive power over the whole planet. And we're violent. We're shit. And everyone is talking about it. And everybody knows it. And there's victims everywhere living under this shit. So I was getting shocked. I'd be everywhere. Everywhere I walk, man. This is a world scale weapon. It's up in space designed to attack humans. It's a space-based weapon. And they're administering they're projecting And they have the ability to project very complex energies like holograms. They could make a hologram if they were to let you see this thing. They could project a fucking hologram. Whether it's in holograms, you gotta understand. Doesn't mean you can see them. It's just a way of projecting a complex energy-based. You're constructing this complex energy-based thing, okay? And sometimes the visible ones, if you go to like Japan and you see these holograms they got some holograms that are designed to be like, they're 3D projections of things like characters, and they could reconstruct Elvis and all that crap, okay? Well, you see how complex the design of that is, and how they basically can, every atom can be targeted, and they're constructing this whole 3D whatever with different energies and stuff. Well, they got that technology, and they could use it on your brain, and they can control different parts of your brain all at once, just the same. See, it's the same technology. And they can also do stuff to your environment, to your body, and they can administer injuries and shocks over and over and rape you and call it shock therapy. And they'll just tear you apart even in your own fucking home. And you're going to be like that bull where you just got to sit there and go drink your water, and you just start to not be able to do nothing. But you still are, you could be forced to drive to go drink water though, because your body will start to force you to do it. They can damage you to the point that you don't even have control over it anymore. You don't have the control of your impulses because they remove it. They damage your executive function. They take it all away. They take away every control you have. Everything. Gone. So you're just a person being remotely controlled. And every second, everything you hear, they could project sounds and images. Everything's designed to just pull your mind, twist it one way or the other. And the damage that they're doing to your head, and the driving to the most intense states to fuck you up. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to people like me. The real victims. It's a weapon. And they're using it on, everything in society. Most of society is somewhat looking normal because they want it to look that way. They found that the best way to do these types of things is to keep it ultra secret. They don't come out and tell people about their new technology to do it. They're not like driving the economy by developing new evil technology. Not in the public. They know the public will backlash. So they don't want the public to know. And that's why all the surveillance is deployed in secret. Because the public isn't supposed to know. So the public can't know. They could do what they want with it. And then you'll be clueless as to how they've done what they've done. And you can't use the surveillance against them. It's only against you. And a lot of reasons. It's really just being used against everyday Americans. I've seen videos where people try to go to the governor's office and infiltrate the governor's office. And, there's this police state. It's been implemented in secret. And they know that the mass population just ain't, it's all part of the same problem, man. It's there. It's an evil force that can't be shut down. That's what it is. It's where we're all being controlled. And they got weapons, they've got technology, they got spy methods that it's all for abusing us. It's all. So I'm like this bull, though. Just try to imagine me 6 years later, just getting fucked up. They inflict so many injuries onto my brain. They're causing my muscles to clamp down around my brain. My heart's clamping down. They cause this muscle shock, where it's actually done with orgasms. Usually, they found a way to basically fuck up my orgasms, and now I have muscle clamp downs every time it happens, and so they'll fucking masturbate me over and over and over. They turn me into a mutilated mess. And then the weapon is sitting there fucking with my brain to make it even worse. It's controlling my function in my brain to make it worse. And it's basically conditioned and changed the function of my brain and my neurons over time. They've engineered it. It's not just, so they've engineered this. They wanted it like this. They wanted me to be a crippled mess who couldn't get up out of bed. Couldn't even I can't do nothing, man. Whereas I could walk the streets before, especially after 2011, they wanted it shut down. They wanted me dead. They're waiting for the trauma to cause me a heart attack severe enough that I die. Or stroke. They're waiting for the dementia to get so bad that I just croak. Over and over and over. It's just programmed to keep doing it over and over and over. That's you could do it literally to a bowl today. If we go get some electrodes, we'll wire the goddamn bowl up and put them in a fucking area. Just rig it to shock them over and over and over to replace the battery every few days. 6 years later, let's go look at how this bowl's doing. That's the type of program I'm in right now. Except they have unlimited power. It's all remote. There's no difference if the technology's right on my body or if it's up in some remote location where they could shoot the energy off into me from afar. And that's why I've compared these goddamn satellites and radar to remote implants. Because there is no difference. There's no distance does not matter in the physical world. Between the thing area being affected. Look at it. The sun is affecting the earth, isn't it? By lighting it up and heating it up and all sorts of stuff, right? Solar flares and ion things going on where the sun is so fucking far remote, isn't it? But it still affects the earth and the humans. It heats my skin up. And when there's an ion storm caused by the sun, if you have electronics, we haven't had one in a while, but your electronics will power themselves. Did you know that? The world is like that. And it's the fucking sun. The sun is fucking all the way out there from us. It's still affecting us here on Earth. It'll also damage our DNA and cells and cause cancer. Come on, man. That's the ultimate psychotronic weapon there is the fucking sun. Got the ultimate energy weapon. Just blasting energy into our fucking planet. Well, guess what? They've made satellites to do that. And huge military radar weapons. They do this. It's all long range. Our government. They have short range too, though. You gotta be very afraid. There's some people in our goddamn society dealing with this. I'm one of them. I'm one of those balls just getting shocked and going home, flooded with radiation all the time. It just flows through me. They'll be massaging my goddamn kidneys and my esophagus and my stomach. Giving me heartburns and the shits. And then they're fucking doing stuff to my brain, just flowing through. I just lay there I just have to accept that I'm gonna die and that I don't have brain function anymore. I just have to accept that. I have to do radical acceptance, man. I can't even cry about my loss now. I can't stop me from being murdered. The only thing that can stop a murderer is a murderer choosing not to murder. Or the only thing that can stop a rapist is a rapist who chooses not to rape. See? And the way the government gets away with all this, they're all guilty. And the only way to prove they're not is to go and fucking infiltrate their goddamn weapon system and take a look at it. And then also use the best forensics using brain scans, fMRI brain scans to pull out memories. They got it. And it's public enough that they could do it. Analyze the brain like DNA and you use their surveillance system to track their own agents' whereabouts and what they were doing. you could finally get rid of them all 30 plus million or whoever, from state employees down to local sheriffs, the whole fucking team of sheriffs, whole fucking city police, all involved in this type of crap. They got secrets, man. Up to our public officials and our congressmen and our senators who authorized it. Who authorized it and took part in it, and they know. These guys are like the Illuminati. But the Illuminati is like a child's book story. It's nothing. There's fake stories out there. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get you to realize how fucking serious it is. The secrets are in our government officials. That's where all the secrets are and all the power. And then you have the unelected power. That's the rich people. The people with the most money are the ones who they basically got power because of money. Their money gives them power, and everyone underneath them has to fucking rely on them for the money and the power. This is the New World Order type shit. I don't really believe in all these stupid conspiracies. There's reality to it. There's really a system of power in place. That's what you're really getting at when you're talking about these little conspiracies that people try to come up with. There really is. There is a system like that. And it's where they can have you killed. My friend knew a lot about this too. He saw the fucking sheriffs in Lane County. There's a fucking bad power there. These guys will take you, you guys will hang somebody, and then, no one will get in trouble for it type thing. It'll cover it up like a suicide or a murder or something. That's their power, is to kill a person and cover it up like a suicide or something else. My friend, he overheard him talking about actually doing it once. His name was Ron Bowman, or I don't remember. I got a recording of him talking about what he witnessed, so. And that's the type of stuff that's going on. And then the dumb sheriff get on TV and act like they're official and they're not doing things like that. That's how they cover it up. See, they know never to admit it. They know the number one thing is just keep your composure and go about doing the next task. That's their secret. Never acknowledge. Don't spend time on it. Don't answer it. Deliberate indifference. Man, just keep the fucking show going. From the highest echelons of government. No matter how many people complain, it just keeps coming on. You can complain as much as you want when injustice is going on. You ain't getting help from them. From anyone. In the government. Anyone. And all the money, the public resources are denied, you can't get help. That's what's really going on. They're denying you public resources. They know how to keep it going. And I think about MK Ultra in the day, how many hundreds of thousands of victims there were. That's a good program to look at. Because then you could see how they do it. You see how they can do it right there. You have, and then they could go about it for so many years and then no one gets in trouble for it. And then the victims just piling up. And they made complaints along the way. Didn't get help. Even when it was exposed, they didn't get help. They didn't just... Geez, that's the way it fucking runs. There are people seriously hurt in these programs all the time. And there's always a new program, a new budget. They get more and more sophisticated at doing it. Brain Initiative is one of the current ops. DARPA funded. The money just goes out to all the big universities, all the fucking big hospitals where they're just experimenting on the public. You go into one of their facilities, you're getting experimented on. You're up against the military in those places, dude. It's not about giving you the best care. It's about doing what they fucking want to do for a profit to advance their research. And they do have really secret stuff that goes on. Law does not apply to them. They don't have to disclose what they're doing. And there's no way for you to know for sure what's in their brain, what they're thinking and what they're doing. So that's one of the things people also fail to realize. How do you know that someone's telling you the truth? You don't. So that's why you gotta be really careful and pay attention when something has been exposed. This has already been exposed and no one's doing nothing. It's been exposed on the radio. It's been whistleblowers. There's been testimony, depositions. There's been congressmen informed. There's been fucking letters and letters. There's been shootings. People shooting over it and hurting others over it. And it's already exposed. And you don't even know it is a mass population. How does they got the power to do that, I guess? Just keeps on going. Keeps on going, even when it's been exposed.